And now let's talk about Pakistan. Its dealings with the US are raising eyebrows again. A few days ago, a report had emerged. It talked about an offer that Pakistan apparently made to the US. The offer was for a new port on the Arabian Sea, one that would be just miles away from Iran and even closer to Gwadar, the crown jewel of the China-Pakistan economic corridor. Reports say this port was pitched as a hub, one that can be used to export minerals to the US. Now, both sides already have a minerals pact in place, so a port deal would have deepened this part of the relationship. But just as the story began to gain traction, Islamabad issued a denial of sorts. A statement was issued. It called the talks around this port deal just exploratory. So what changed? Is China casting a shadow over the deepening US-Pakistan ties? Here's a report.
Last month, Pakistan made a bold pitch to Washington. It offered the United States a new port on the Arabian Sea. Reports say the idea was discussed between officials on both sides, and it was shared with Pakistan's army chief, Asim Munir. The plan to build a commercial port at Pasni and use it to export critical minerals to America. It wasn't formal policy, but it was serious enough to be mentioned before a White House meeting. Pasni is a coastal town in Balochistan. It lies just over 100 kilometres from Gwadar, the site of a China-backed port, and about 160 kilometres from Iran's border. Pasni sits near the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's busiest oil routes. The area is highly strategic. Control over this stretch of sea gives access to West Asia, Central Asia and beyond. The port plan also included a new railway. This would link Pasni to Pakistan's mineral-rich western provinces. Pakistan is sitting on valuable deposits. That includes copper and antimony, a vital ingredient in batteries, fire retardant and missiles. Pasni was pitched as a shipping terminal for these critical minerals. The estimated cost of the project was pegged at $1.2 billion. It would be funded by Pakistan and US-backed development finance. This offer came on the back of a minerals deal. A US company, Strategic Metals, signed a pact in September. The agreement was with Pakistan military's engineering arm. Last month, Pakistan shipped the first shipment. A modest consignment of just about 2 tons. So, a port deal would have certainly facilitated a larger trade link. But then came the U-turn. Just days after the story broke, Pakistan backtracked. A senior Pakistani security official called the talks exploratory. He said the army chief had no official advisors and denied any plan to hand over port security to a foreign power. So officially, the project does not exist, but the timing of the denial raised eyebrows. This because China is watching. In April of 2015, Xi Jinping launched the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC. Alongside then PM Nawaz Sharif, they unveiled a $46 billion plan. Today, it's worth over $62 billion. That's 1/5 of Pakistan's GDP. The flagship project of CPEC is Gwadar Port. It has been declared fully operational since 2021. Pakistan calls it the crown jewel of the corridor. So, a rival port nearby, backed by the US, would not go unnoticed in Beijing. Chinese state media is yet to comment on these reports, but the silence says a lot. Pakistan's denial may have come from its own capital, but the message, perhaps, was meant for another one. Because when it comes to ports, minerals and influence, China doesn't like surprises on its flanks.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all 3 just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.